Hello, my name is Jeff Lindsay. I live in Ontario, Canada, and right now, as you can see, it's winter. It is winter. Snow on the ground. Now this is for some outdoor tips for these people that hopefully never happens, but you get lost in the bush. Your sled breaks down and there's no hope in sight that anybody's coming right anytime soon. With that being said, the realization is maybe you might have to spend a night in the bush. Snow machine, you should have the minimum basics of a survival situation, just in case if that happens to arise. With a mini hatchet, a knife, and a ferro rod for making fire. Now you should always at least carry 2 sources of making fire options. Now, with that being said, after you've come to that realization, you may have to spend the night in the bush. All hope ain't lost. First thing is to do is to take a look at your surroundings and see what the bush has to give you that option. What I would be looking at would be, this would be the perfect. It's a little bit high, but to accommodate you for getting out of the weather, this would be a spot to go. And if you can't find anything like this, find 2 trees that crisscross. Then what you can do is cut yourself down a small tree and lay that in there. From there, we're just going to take down all the branches here for now. As you can see, I've taken all the limbs off of this down tree. Now from there, what we're going to do is, first thing I would like to do would be to pack down underneath this where you're going to be laying. So from here, now as I said, this tree here is a little bit high for what I would like to see, but beggars can't be choosers. Now, if you did not find this and you had to do your own main beam, I would like to put it at about hip high, because the thing is that your body is what's going to heat this and keep you warm. So from there, what we are looking for is to get some spruce boughs, lay them down, because the last thing you want to do is lay yourself on the snow. With it being colder than your body, it is going to suck the heat right out of you. So you got to put a little bit of insulation in between you and the snow. So let's do that. Okay, so as you can see, I put some spruce boughs down. Now for educational purposes, I would like to see a lot more, but because we got to put this into a small episode, you have the idea. Now you put as much spruce boughs down as possible, because that's going to insulate you from the ground below. Now from there, what we want to do is either find branches from a tree that has fallen, or maybe the spruce that we cut all the boughs off of, cut those down, and what we're going to do is lay them like so. I'll lay these like so, all the way down. Elevation of about hip high. So hip high right here. So from there, because you just want to be able to fit inside of it, and that's it. Because your heat will warm that little cavity up and keep you warm. So from there, we're just going to harvest a bunch of these either dead trees, or harvest some of your saplings, or the spruce that you already harvested the spruce boughs off of, and we're going to lay this up. And I'll get back to you when I got that done. Okay, so as you can see, now I've leaned up my poles here on the side and created a cavity. Now this is where your body will go to stay out of the weather. You see the same on this side here. Now that's going to give you the backbone. Now from here, from this here, we can get some more spruce boughs, lay them down over top, and then what we will do is pack that with snow. Snow is the best insulator. So as you can see, as I said before, we have all our sticks laid down across this main beam here. And what I have gotten was some more spruce boughs. And what we're going to do with these is, as I said before, we're going to be laying these up along the side. So, fill in all the gaps in between your backbone of your wood that we laid up on the side. What we do is now we just take snow and pack it up against it. And that's going to be your wall. That's going to be airtight and weatherproof, so whether you get some rain or more snow, wind, you'll be protected. Okay, so as you can see, we started putting our snow on, and we just keep doing that until we fill up the sides. Okay, so we got one side done. Now I'll show you how it looks so far. You can see, so we have this side covered. This side still isn't. But anyway, that's what we're aiming for. As you can see on the inside, there's a solid wall. Now, after you have this constructed on both sides now, mind you, you would climb inside and make sure that it is long enough for you. If it is not, very simply, just add extras here to bring it out further. And then you will be protected. As far as that goes, you can have this opening here. If you wanted to close it in, you could get some more spruce boughs. Once you're inside, pull the spruce boughs up towards yourself to close it off. Okay? So there's that part of the survival shelter. Very basic, but it'll get you out of a jam, keep you alive. Okay, so now I've only did the one side, but you get the idea of how this is constructed. Now, let's say that this is all done and your shelter is complete. But now you're looking at, I gotta stay warm. Okay, so I'm going to bring you down here to show you what I'm doing. So, now, We have our trusty ferro rod, which a ferro rod is fantastic because whether it gets wet, whether it is raining, it'll still work. Much more reliable than a lighter. So from here, what you want to do, take little shavings off like this, off of the main pieces. So from there, you just simply rip them off. Birch bark is in layers, and it's just like paper. Get yourself a nice little bundle here. Getting them all set up. It's really damp out here today, so okay, so once you have your birch bark lit, have yourself some piece of wood as your kindling. Smaller ones, and work yourself up to bigger. As I said, try to keep a couple ways to make fire. Lots of dry wood in the bush, you just gotta look for it. That isn't covered by snow. Fire going, just keep it going. That'll keep you warm through the night. Now, as long as you keep feeding wood to it, it'll stay lit. Another good thing to put into your survival pack in your sled or going for a hike in the bush during the winter is put yourself some cotton balls or some toilet paper, something like that, that will help you start a fire with a ferro rod much easier. Now it is very humid out here today because now it's probably about +1, +2. Very humid. So everything is damp. You can see the bottom of my pant legs here just soaking wet, and I haven't even really been in the snow. And the fire, you'll survive the night. And tomorrow would be another day. Then hopefully help would come, or you could find your way out of the bush. And if you didn't find your way out of the bush, you could always build another shelter like that in another location. So this is Jeff Lindsay signing off for Outdoor Tips. See you on the next video, and be safe.